hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind if I do. If I do the self-spoken thing a little bit. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. So today, I'm sorry for the background noise. So today I have this could be like a story time, but at the same time, it could be also secret. So I'm probably gonna put it as a secret. I don't know, because a lot of people in my life, they don't really know that I did this for a living. So I'm gonna tell you about the weirdest job that I ever had and how I got there. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, and well, before I do that, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer, okay? I don't speak English as a first language. It's not my first language, so keep that in mind. Now that I told you the disclaimer, I'm gonna explain to you what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of context, and I'm gonna explain to you what happened before I got to the job. So I'm gonna explain to you what happened before I got to the job, and then I'm gonna tell you what was the job and what I had to do. So I've been working several years in the BPO industry, like taking calls and everything. Taking calls. So, yeah, that was customer service. So, I've been working in that for several years, and there was this time that I was working in one of the worst call centers that I ever worked at, and it was really bad. The people working there, the supervisors, and the campaign was shit also. You were receiving like 200 plus calls a day, and all of them were people complaining and yelling at you for no reason. So they always tell you, like, you don't need to take it personal. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. There was this time I was one of the people that I never went to the bathroom during my working hours. I always waited until I had my break or my lunch. So this specific day, I was feeling like shit. I was kind of like sick. I don't remember, but what I remember is my throat was feeling bad, and it was feeling really dry, and it was hurting a lot. And the AC was blasting like really hard. Like, so what I did was that I was drinking water heavily. Like, I was drinking a lot of water. And of course, if you drink a lot of water, you have to go to the bathroom at some point, right? You have to go to the bathroom. Not right now, but so I had to go to the bathroom. I put the code, and because we have codes for everything, so it's like you need to put the code. Once you put the code, a timer it starts from 0. Then you go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I grabbed a coffee this small, and then I went to do the number 1. Then wash my hands, then my face and everything, and I was done. Then I came back, and then I put the code again to stop the timer. All of that was like 7 minutes. That was actually 7 minutes, because the timer tells you exactly how long it took you to go to the bathroom and all of that. So I started taking calls again. I was feeling a little bit better because I needed to pee, and I was able to drink water and all of that. Then my supervisor calls me. This motherfucker calls me. So supervisor calls me. Well, he sent me a message. He was like, "Yo, can you come here for a second?" So we have another code that we put there when the supervisor calls us. I put the code. I went there. He's like, I saw that you put the code for the bathroom. You went there 7 minutes. I was like, yeah, I was in the bathroom in 7 minutes. Yeah, that's correct. I just put the code. I'm already taking calls. Well, I was taking calls until you called me. He was like, yeah, I know. It's all good. I know that you put the code. You didn't forget about that part. But it's like 7 minutes, bro. In my I was processing the whole thing because like he in my mind I was like, he cannot be telling me the 7 minutes is too much. 7 minutes is not too much for to go into the fucking bathroom. What are you talking about, right? Am I right? I just want to know, am I right? 7 minutes going to the bathroom to do all of that. 7 minutes is not that bad. Counting everything, like walking to the bathroom, doing the whole thing, coming back, is not that much. Anyway, so he was like, it's too much, man. And in my mind, I was like, this can't be real. We were arguing about like, and I was like, you know that if someone has diarrhea here, you have to let them go to the bathroom, right? He was like, yeah, but we're not talking about that. And I was like, okay, what if I had diarrhea? Like. Anyways, it didn't make any sense. So I was not trying to entertain that conversation anymore. I was like, okay, I'm gonna continue working. It's not gonna happen again. And of course, it was not gonna happen again because I turned off the computer. I went to human resources. I was not gonna tell him, but so I grabbed my headset because I have to give it back after. If I decided to quit, I have to give it back to them. And that's what I did. I went to human resources. I just said, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna work with you anymore. Oh, what? Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. I just write the letter right there, sign it, give it to this person, and I was out. But of course, because it always like it's not that easy, right? You're not gonna quit that easy. And it was not that easy. Because, well, it was easy because I was able to quit the same day. But the problem is that I have bills. So I was like, okay, the same day, there is like a platform where you can apply to multiple jobs. And this platform is very well known in my country. So I already had my resume there, and I was looking for different job positions like call center, everything call center. So I was doing it, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me like a month, and I was feeling like really frustrated and stressed, and I was worried. I was like, damn, bro, like nobody's calling me, and if they call me, it was like for weird job positions for sales. I'm not doing good at sales, and I had a really bad experience with sales before, so that was not an option. So at the end, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep waiting. Something's gonna come up. Someone is gonna call me, and I receive a call. So this call, it was from one of the job call center positions that I applied to, like that the same week. And they were like, yo, am I speaking to Chase? And I was like, yeah. Who am I speaking to? Oh yeah, we're calling from such and such. This is for the call center position, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm interested, blah, whatever. All of the things. They said that they wanted to see me for an interview. So of course I was like, yeah, sure. So it was for the next day. I went there. I was wearing my best outfit. I was looking clean as fuck. Then I got there, and it was like this huge building. So there was like the little butts in the, like right next to the door where you ring. There was a camera and there was like the speaker. So I ring, and they saw me through the camera that was pointing to me. And they were like, oh, you're coming for the interview. And I was like, yeah, my name is this. And oh, okay, come in. So they let me in, and I saw this woman was like 40, 40 something, 45. And she let me in. I was inside the building, well, the reception part, and everything was looking clean as fuck. Like everything looked so good. It looked really nice, everything. And I noticed something. There's the reception, right? There's the desk, and every reception has a computer normally. This computer, it was a regular computer, but the screen was massive. It was something huge. So it was the first time that I see someone in a reception having that big of a screen. You know what I mean? Anyways, I was like, okay, maybe I don't know. They need it for something. I had no idea. So she let me in. She said like, okay, can you sit here for a second? Give me a minute. I'll be back with you. I'm gonna have to do something real quick, and I'll be right back. And she went inside a door. There was a door. It was the only door, and the door was leading to the stairs, to the other floors, and inside the building. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be waiting here. No problemo. No problemo, amigo. No problemo. And something weird happened. What happened is that I'm pretty sure you know what a bathrobe is. Well, a bathrobe. If I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I was waiting there, and someone, a woman, 20, 21, that was the same age as me at that time, and she was really pretty. She was like really pretty, and she was wearing a bathrobe, and the bathrobe was open. Like I could see her, you know. So she looked at me. She stayed there for a second looking at me, and I was looking at her, and I was like, oh. And she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know there was someone here. And I was like, no, don't worry, don't worry. I was looking. I turned my head and I was looking at a different direction. And I was like, no, no, don't worry. I didn't even see anything. She had, of course I saw something. Of course I saw. She had the little covers that you put there. Well, not you, but some women put there to cover their nips. She had those. And then she covered herself, and she just came in to grab something from the reception. It was like a bag that has some bottles, and I don't know. I didn't even realize what that was, but it was a bag, a plastic bag with something inside. So plastic bag. So I'm pretty sure at this point you'd be like, what kind of job is that? What are they doing in that building? And she was wearing kind of like a, how do you say that? Like some stocks that are very, I apologize for my English. Like my English is very bad. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm gonna put a picture here of what it seems like I saw. I don't know. Then the lady that let me in at the beginning, she came in and she was like, I'm sorry for keep you waiting, and please come this way. And in this room there were several computers, and all of them were empty, like no one was there. So I was like, okay, go do. I sit. She pointed to one of the computers, so I sit there, and she told me like, okay, so you know about the position, right? And I was like, well, yeah, kind of. Like, there's a call center, right? I assume, in my innocence, I was like, I assume this is a customer service position. I do have experience. And then she was like, okay. She was like stopping me right there before I continue with my. I was trying to sell myself, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, okay, I understand. This is not actually a call center position or a customer service position. And I was like, okay. So she's telling me this is not for a call center. This I'm gonna explain you what is this position about, right? So she explained to me like I'm gonna have to be. That's how she explained it to me. I'm gonna have to be like their personal assistant. if they need anything. And I was like, huh? Personal assistant? Models? She was like, before we continue, because I was not saying anything, she was like, how do you feel about 18 plus content? And I was like, 18 plus content? I catch it in the air. I was not gonna be like thinking too much. I knew that I have whatever she asked me, I have to say yes because I need a job. And so I was like, oh, you ask me how I feel about it. I don't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't bother me at all. And of course, what I'm gonna say right now, it was a lie at that moment. And I was like, no, I also have a friend that she creates 18 plus content, which was a lie at that moment. It was a lie. But I wanted to get you a job, so I was like, okay, I'm familiar with the thing. Don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me at all. So she was like, oh, okay, that's nice. So we're gonna do a test. She gave me a piece of paper. It was like a test, and there was like multiple scenarios about different situations through text message. So I have a person here that is sending me this message, and right below this message, I have some space to answer, like pretending that I'm one of the models. So then she explained to me, as you can see, this is for a webcam model agency. And I was like, oh, okay. Made sense. Okay, everything made sense right now. So that's what I did. I just like she told me you have to answer this like you are the model. So you have to put yourself in her shoes and answer like you are the model, because you're gonna be having these conversations on behalf of the model. So the model is gonna pretend like she's typing, but it's actually gonna be you. You're gonna be the one doing this. So I was like, okay, it's not that bad. Like I don't have to put anything up in my you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, that's cool. And I did the thing, I handed it out to her, and she told me like, okay. She she asked me a couple more questions, like regular interview questions. I'm sorry, I forgot about the little details. So she told me. So if you like this video, if you like that kind of content, you can let me know, and I can talk a little bit about the things that I saw, or the craziest things that I had to do in that. Okay, before the video ends, I just want to tell you that I do not recommend anybody to do this kind of job. I'm not promoting it. I don't. It's not something that I will recommend to someone that I care about, or any friends, or anybody that is remotely interested in this kind of industry. It's not something that I recommend you to do. So keep